Hello, good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to Sustainable HR. My name is Danica Okta. I am the president and CEO of Metamorphosis Group, and this show is actually in partnership between Metamorphosis Group and Sustainable PH. So I'm so glad to see everyone. Well, I can't really see you physically. I just hope that you're there. So feel free to comment anything that you want to say, like if you have any questions along the way, you can just comment it. If you just want to comment anything, sure, I'd be glad to see that. So for today, we're going to talk about taking a chance on the young talents in the Philippines. If you're an HR professional, maybe this is the webinar for you. Are you struggling in hiring talents in your company because all of the seasoned professionals have their specific requirements that you can't give? Or maybe you can't really get anything out of some of your veterans, and maybe a fresh new mind is important to improve the performance of your company. We don't know, only you know that when you do all of your strategies. Whatever your reason is, let me just give you a picture of why you should take a chance on young talents in the Philippines. So, my name is Danica Okta. I'm the president and CEO of Metamorphosis Group, also a career coach, a personal branding expert, and a talent consultant. You can just contact me anytime if you want. Okay, so the thing is, if you want to have a sustainable company, you should be investing on employer branding, right? How do you do that? Okay, to people who don't know what employer branding is just yet, employer branding simply means you're doing a little bit of marketing and selling the brand of your company as an employer. Okay, the talents or job seekers need to see you as a very viable potential employer to work with. Okay, so basically that's branding is. You need to be seen as a viable employer to work with. And how do you do that? The best advice that we could give is for you to be sustainable. And one of the things you can do to have a sustainable company through employer branding is to take a chance on young talents. Okay, have you ever experienced trying to create a job description with all of these requirements for your candidates? Oh, this person has to be a graduate of dot school with I don't know, maybe a degree in industrial engineering, or maybe this person has to be somebody in business administration and accountancy in UP Diliman, or whatever reason you have you ever gone through that experience of having such high requirements, or just huge standards, and you never really get the talents that you need at the time that you need them, right? And maybe you're looking for veterans all the time. What I've experienced in my stints of helping out recruiters or HR professionals get talents or employees is that it kind of has a problem when they go down to the recruitment process. By the time that the candidates are being interviewed, there isn't much fresh ideas, right? Oh, whatever. This candidate, he's presenting these solutions. I know about it. Anyone else? Or maybe this person is kind of good, but when it comes to the job offer, they seem to not want to take it because maybe the offer isn't as great as your competitors. It happens, right? How do you solve all of these things? The reason why investing on young talents is important is, I said it already earlier, they are very, very different. Okay, they have a fresh perspective. They understand the new world much better than all the other older ones, the veterans, the seasoned ones, even more than me. Okay, I'm a young professional, but I don't I don't really consider myself as a fresh graduate already. But I do recommend you consider them. They have fresh ideas. Why? Why do they have fresh ideas? Basically, because their mindset, their entire view of the world isn't as tainted as it is for us. Okay? They're still exploring the world. They have a different perspective because they didn't see the world that we saw before. The world that we saw before, we have this assumption that it's going to be the same world every time we go along. And that's why there are people who have problems with change management, right? So try, invest on young talents, fresh graduates, even those just high school graduates with no college diplomas, right? Does it even matter these days? Isn't it that we hire people to give us results? We don't hire people for their awards or for their diplomas or for their certificates. We get them because they bring the results that we want. We want a more sustainable company with good financial standing. We want an organization that has good relationships with stakeholders, or an organization who knows how to save resources. If people, even if they don't have a diploma, can give you that, I guess it's time for you to consider them, don't you? Right? Okay. So I've been blabbing about the recruitment process, about candidates. How can you start doing that today? My advice: change your mindset, change your belief system, and I'll show you how. Okay? By considering young Filipino talents for your company. There are myths. Okay, we have myths about young talents. Okay, we have our biases. We think they're or yeah, like what the hell are they? Why are they not performing the way I want to? Why aren't they following my rules? Why are they being this and that? Let's answer that today. Okay, here are some myths. Myth number one: a lot of HR professionals think that young talents, the fresh grads and the just high school grads, that they're not as mature, competent, and knowledgeable as the veterans, right? So this is actually really, really ironic, because I'm not gonna lie that I did have these biases before, but when I met my students, because I teach in senior high school right now, when I met my students, they're around what age, 16 to 18, maybe 19. When I met them, I discovered that wow, they were much, much more mature and aware of the world than when I was at their age, right? So this is a myth, okay? If you continue to think like this, you will go on and on with your business, thinking to yourself, what went wrong? Why are we not progressing? Why are there things that I don't know, and I don't know where to get the answers to that? Sometimes there are gems, and these gems are young talents. They know the solution. It's just a matter of asking them, what's the problem? I don't see it. What's the solution? Do you have it? And trust me, some of them have it. Some of them just aren't able to articulate it yet. But if you give them a chance and you coach them, you'll actually see they have what you need for your change management strategies. Okay, so I hope that answers, debunks the myth number one. So for myth number two, well, um, they don't have a master's degree yet, some of which without even a college degree. Yes, because I did share to you that the example for today is young talents being the fresh graduates and those who only have a high school diploma. Okay, so you discriminate young talents, or maybe you're biased against young talents because they don't have a master's degree and some of which without even a college degree. Okay, I respect that. Okay, if you want talents in your company to already have these requirements, that's okay. I mean, who am I to tell you that you should do this if it's your company, right? But I will ask you to consider even those without these credentials, because as I've said earlier, a lot of the solutions of our society and a lot of the perspectives of seeing the real problems in society can be found in young talents, simply because they are different. They are nurtured in a different way compared to all of us in our generation and older. They are nurtured in a different way. Okay, and if you just coach them or even ask the right questions, you will see that they actually have the solution to the problems of the world. Okay, and there's a lot of reasons why they can't say that to you yet. Maybe they have their insecurities, maybe they took into consideration you're thinking that they're not really that great yet. But trust me, if you give them a chance, they actually have something to say. I've seen so many companies do this. You see the BPO companies, some of the startups, they actually invest on employees who don't have these credentials just yet. Some of them even go out of their way and sponsor these. I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm showing to you that if you just give it a chance, you will see how they can contribute to the overall sustainability of the company. Gen Z as a generation is different, especially when they were exposed to this pandemic. Okay? So, myth number three, they are entitled with their terms such as salaries, working environment, and perks. Oh, this person, I don't want to hire her. Want a 60,000 peso salary. I don't want her. She wants a 60,000 peso salary. I don't think I can do that. Okay. Um, we have our likes and dislikes when it comes to talent that we want to hire. I actually respect that. You are free to choose what kind of standard you want. However, if your decisions are clouded by these little things, you need to be more focused on the real reason why you're hiring. You are hiring because you want your problems in the company to be solved. You want your company to be more sustainable. Okay? And if you're going to weigh the pros and cons, what is, having a 60,000 peso salary if this young talent is able to give you the solution you want and more? Isn't that a good return of investment? So please, I encourage you, if you really want good change management, good corporate sustainability, and good employer branding, good relationships with your stakeholders, I do encourage that you look past these biases and take a chance on young talents. They are gems, okay? They are diamonds in the rough. Okay, so myth number four, there are some people, and I've met some of them, and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I have friends who also think like this. Sometimes this crosses my mind. Myth number four is that our perception for young talents is that they are lost souls who don't know what they want just yet. They are job hoppers, right? So okay, um, let's see it as it is. Maybe that is what they are, right? But let me tell you, the job market has evolved. Okay, the job market has evolved. A lot of HR professionals are already discussing the reality that we must accept job hopping will be a common reality. What do we do instead? Should we keep on being angry at these people for behaving like this? What if the situation really just demands for them to do that? What can we do to change everything or adjust to this new normal, right? So it's a matter of changing the belief system, the biases, our understanding of this market. Believe me, if you give them what they need, they will give you back what you need. And it's as a result, you will have a very sustainable company, right? And everything that you need. These people, sure, let's say they are lost souls, okay? They are lost souls because, as I said earlier, they haven't fully articulated what they want. If they get the coaching that they need, if they get the support that they need, the resources that they need, they will know what they want. And you want them to want your vision. Of course, if it is true that they want your vision, you need them to want it so you can get the return of investment, okay? So when you invest on talent, that's another lesson that I kind of shared right now. If you want to invest on talents, try to sell your vision. Okay? Share to them what your company is aiming to achieve. Okay? I mean, a lot of them have this misconception that companies are just in it for the money, that you're just doing business so you can generate more and more income. And, it's a capitalist world. That's not really the entire point of having a business to begin with, right? I mean, can you ask yourself right now? Having a business is not like that to begin with. You started a business because you want to solve a problem in the market and you are providing a solution that not a lot of companies can give. That's why your company is succeeding, right? These Gen Z, these young talents, they want that as well. Okay? They want your vision. You just have to tell them. Okay? You just have to tell them, oh, I'm starting this company because I want to help indigenous tribes have jobs. Right? Maybe that's what you want. Oh, I'm starting this company because I want to reduce plastic waste in the Philippines. Maybe that's what you want. Tell them they want that too. Never forget the vision of your company. Never forget to share it to them. They will feel a little less lost and they will be happy to support your vision. Okay? And lastly, for myth number 5, they don't have the network that I need just yet. Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, young people don't know anyone else other than their friends in high school, their family members, their cousins who they don't talk for 5 years because they're too awkward to approach their cousins. Yeah, I understand. Okay, I understand that that is the reality that some of them face, but it really depends on your business, right? What if your business one day, or right now, even if you don't realize it yet, what if your business actually wants to tap their market? Okay. What if your business actually requires to build relationships with young people? I know of a lot of companies who build relationships with young people simply because young people, when they grow up, become really good talents. And then since there's already rapport to begin with, it makes companies more comfortable having these ready talents to hire by the time these young people are ready. Maybe you want to do that, right? Or maybe they meet somebody along the way. Maybe their relatives are some stakeholders you want to meet one day. You don't know that. But we have to eliminate these biases or these beliefs that they can't contribute to so much of this. They can, okay? Believe me, they can. You just have to give them a chance. You just have to get to know them better, build rapport, and this can contribute to the overall sustainability of your company. Okay? So that's basically all of my insights for this episode. But I am open to any Q&A right now, to my audience right now. I don't know how many are right now, but please, if you have any questions, feel free to share it in the comment section and I will be answering them. And if you want a more private one-on-one session with me to talk about these facts, these realities, these insights, you can just book a call with me, probably 30 minutes, here in my email, danica at metamorphosis-group.org, if you want. Okay, so I guess we can already welcome the questions. Okay, Ju, you can put down the presentation now. Okay, do we have any questions for today? Anyone? Okay, while I'm waiting for questions to be typed, let me just say these things that I'm sharing right now are all coming from the heart. You know, um, these young professionals, they are the future. Okay, we shouldn't just dismiss them and say, oh, they're too young to do anything. I mean, I've met so many veterans who don't know what to do anymore with their business because they weren't open to talking to young professionals or to young talents, to Gen Z. Some of them not open at all, right? And what happens to their business? Some of them fail because they lack the new insight, the new perspective, the new solutions that veterans are too, preoccupied to see. right? So I'm welcome to any questions. Um, Feel free to share anything if you want. Okay. So yeah, um, our show, Sustainable HR, if you got interested in this episode, happens every month. Okay. So we feature our show every second Saturday of the month at 4:30 p.m. If you're interested to know more about what we talk about sustainable HR, you can just follow Sustainable PH. You're already on the Facebook page. Click that like button and you'll know so much more about our content. People in this show are actually sustainability professionals, and in our show, this show specifically, we have two other hosts, as you saw in the OBB earlier. One of them is Ray Knight Madrid, and he is one of the board members of Metamorphosis Group. He is a management consultant and he teaches in LaSalle. So if you want to hear insights from him, mostly in the education sector and management consulting for sustainability in HR, you can get to know more about him in our monthly shows. And then another one of the hosts for this show is actually Rixon Siksanke, and he is a digital transformation expert, specifically in IT and cybersecurity. He has a cybersecurity firm. He also teaches in LaSalle. Okay, so if you want to get to know more about us, want to get to know about our insights, especially the unconventional insights on sustainable HR, you can catch us every month, second Saturday of the month at 4:30 p.m. Okay. Okay, so I guess people are probably too shy to ask questions. Sometimes when I do this webinar, people just send me a private message directly. They're too shy to make the public see their questions. Okay, I respect that. I understand that. No problem. So if you did that, if you're one of my viewers who did that, let me get back to you after this. I'll answer all of your questions. Okay? Okay, I guess that's it. So, thank you so much for listening to me this afternoon. Stay tuned again for our next episode next month. I think I am going to tap either Rickson or Ren to do this episode next month. So stay tuned and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, guys.